Let's talk about that play at the end, which you saw, and obviously just how good that feels.
Yeah, no, just the situation, understanding they're about the 40-yard line, so they're trying to get in field goal range. Just tightening up the coverage a little bit. Corner Rezon did a great job, just breaking on the ball. Readout is really just being in the right place at the right time. But you could definitely feel the energy with the whole team, everyone on the field, everyone on the sideline, just rallying, just, showing how much they care, and, it's definitely special.
Did you know where the clock was, and did you think you got out with a second left?
When I looked up, I thought I did, but probably could have played it a little safer and got out a little earlier, but yeah. Yeah.
Your brain just kind of thinking house call on that?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think right before you went up to the podium, Kellen was just being asked about tackling. It feels like an area where you stood out today. Is that something you felt like, even without getting to do that a lot at camp, that you like where you're at right now?
Yeah, no, Coach Staley's, really emphasized, just the physicality, and just how, that has to be the identity, not just of the defense, but of the whole team. So, definitely a point of emphasis coming into this game. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job today just being physical. I thought as a team, we did a really good job, 11 hands to the ball, in the run game, blocking. I felt like the whole part of our game was physical, and then, just being able to finish was a big part of this game too.
How do you go about kind of honing that when, tackling and contact in practices are so limited?
Just how I do it in practice. I'd say just, block destruction. I think everything's live except the tackle, and just having that mentality every day just makes it easy to translate onto the field, Yeah, just having that mindset of, no one can block me, whether it's a single block, a double team, same thing on special teams, playing gunner. Just having that mentality, every time you're on the field ultimately leads to you being able to, physically impose your will.
Were you anticipating playing? I don't know how many snaps came off today, but were you anticipating playing most of today's game? Or
yeah, no, I definitely was, and I was ready for it. Some people look at it as, dang, I had to play the whole game. That's a blessing. I'm never take any snaps for granted. So.
Is that just as somebody who's kind of getting adjusted to the league, is it helpful to get out there and get that whole game rep? Right?
Yeah, for sure. Just seeing different looks, building camaraderie, and just really being comfortable. And thinking back to it, I really haven't played live full game since November of last season. So it's good to get out there, hit a little bit, run around, tackle, and just feel everything full speed.
It's just first. I know it's just preseason game, but what was just the dome experience like when you just playing this building for the first time?
Yeah, no, I was talking about this before. I think this is definitely the nicest stadium I feel like that I've been in. Just, the stadium, just the lights, even just the locker room. I was like, dang, they didn't have this at Virginia, but, Virginia was nice, but this is next level, so.
How big of a deal is the lighting in the stadium for defensive back?
You definitely got to get adjusted to it. Warm-ups, I kind of noticed it. I was like, dang, it's pretty bright. But honestly, in the game, I don't think, I guess I was just so focused, I didn't even really realize the lights, so, yeah.
Thanks, Jonas.
Thanks, Jonas.
Tyler?